All right, everybody, 7:08 right now with a live lookout across the roads, and things clicking along okay right now. That's good to see. We just want to give you a heads up of what we have on the way both tonight and into your weekend. The last thing a lot of us want to be talking about, and that is more slick roads brought on by the weather. So we just want to get you ready for what could happen through that stretch. And also want to let you know this is live stream. So it's out on YouTube, Facebook, our website, streaming apps everywhere, but it's also recorded. So you might see the stream a little bit later. So I said 7:08, now it's 7:09, and you might catch us a little bit later on. So you could just scroll on through. All right, let's get you set. Look ahead to your weekend. A couple things I want you to know right off the bat. Number one is going to be tonight. Have you ever heard of freezing fog? Yeah, that's a thing. And essentially what happens is fog is clouds on the ground, and it has little water droplets in it. And those water droplets can freeze on contact if the fog is dense enough. Have you ever driven through fog and you had to kick the wipers on for a minute? It doesn't always do that, but if it's dense enough, it will. So this can kind of act like freezing drizzle. So we melted a lot of snow today. That snow melt put a lot of moisture into the atmosphere, the low levels of the atmosphere. Also, winds are going to be light and we're cooling off. All the ingredients are in place for fog to develop. We don't know how widespread it'll be, but you might run into it, and we just want you to be aware in case you do, to treat it like it's freezing drizzle as you're going through it, and be aware that it's out. Could slicken up our roads. The other thing is, as we get into your weekend now, new information has come in for Saturday. So we've added Saturday as a first warn because a mix, I'm talking rain, snow, sleet, freezing drizzle, the whole bag is possible on Saturday. And then again on Sunday. Not looking at a big, powerful system, but enough that it might cause some road issues. And then cold nights are back. All right, today felt good. Today was nice. I mean, temperatures got to the freezing mark, or maybe even a little bit above, depending on where you were. And some sunshine, it felt nice. But we've got single digits starting tonight. It's going to get real cold again. Let's start with the fog, all right? So this is a computer forecast for visibility, how far you can see, which is, it's picking up on the fog. And once we get to about midnight, it's got it dropping in Kansas City. We're going to kick the first one on as early as 10 tonight. So if you're going out tonight, you might start to see some as early as 10 and as late as 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I'll show that to you here in just a second. I don't know that everybody's going to run into this again, but you can see where our computers are showing, hey, this could be pretty dense. We hope that it's real patchy and that it's in the middle of the night when a lot of us aren't out on the roads, but just something to be aware of. Here's another look at it. This is the map, and you can see how our computers are thinking it's rather isolated, not like everybody's going to run into this, but it does have it in the metro. There's that 3 a.m. You see it dropped there. But wherever that fog gets going, treat it like freezing drizzle. And there's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., and it still has some spots in the thick of that. Just, heavy, dense fog in some areas. So let's talk timing. When can you expect to see any of this stuff over the weekend as far as the wintry mix? Well, Saturday morning should be good. Much of the day's good. But once we get past sunset, we throw the first one on. And that means that we're highlighting from 6 p.m. till midnight. That's going to be your best shot in Kansas City to see that mix of rain, freezing rain, sleet, all that stuff, snow. And then we get into Sunday, and it's a morning event. It's two different systems. But there's a break in there Saturday night with another round coming in Sunday morning. And that's 6 a.m. to noon. And then that one should shut off and the rest of the day is going to be dry. So let me show it all to you here. This is our forecast satellite and radar. And watch what you'll see here is gray, blanket the area. We're dry overnight, but you might have the fog, and the fog's got that freezing drizzle type effect to it. So there we are. Overnight into tomorrow morning, big blanket of clouds. Some of those are on the ground. And then we'll bust those up, and once we do, then we start talking about the next thing. This is by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're north of the metro, you see this little system drop in. And notice the green for rain, the white and blue for snow, and the pink for sleet and freezing rain. Everything's in there. It's just kind of all over the place. And watch it expand by the evening. That looks pretty messy. So this really shot up today. It was looking to kind of be one system more on Sunday, but it's split up more into two. So now we've got Saturday that we're watching there. So we're going to be above freezing for at least a little bit tomorrow, so that will help. We might do some melting on contact in the beginning part of this, but we still have to be aware that once we get into 6, the sun's down, we're cooling off, it'll probably start sticking again, especially along I-70 and north. So Saturday evening plans could get messy. You probably want to have the umbrella, and you might have snow and all the other stuff in there in the mix too. That could linger up till about midnight or so. So there's 10 o'clock. We see more rain south, but freezing rain possible, freezing drizzle in Kansas City, maybe some sleet in there too. Then the break before number 2 comes in. This is Sunday morning. This is 9 a.m. Maybe you're going to church service or running around Sunday morning. Now, this doesn't have the rain with it because we're cold, but we could have some snow, some sleet, some freezing drizzle, that kind of thing. Pretty brief little round. Not big, powerful, strong stuff, and it's out by about noon or so. It really drops off. So how much are we talking here? Let's look at the ice side, freezing rain and sleet. This is not 1/10 of an inch. It's not 1/4 of an inch, but a glaze. And that's all it takes for you to hit a spot and, get sideways, get a little squirrely. So that's a combo of both Saturday and Sunday. Either day could bring you a glaze. As far as snow goes, we'd be looking at up to an inch. We might get an inch of snow again in Kansas City from those 2 systems. And northeast, where you got that little blue pocket, Cameron and Chillicothe, pockets of 2 inches are possible there. So enough to have to shovel the drive again, which I was out today. I had to bust up thick ice chunks. I mean, they were that thick from the snow. I've been working so much, I haven't had a chance to take good care of my drive. I shoveled it once, but I essentially cleared the snow off of my ice. And so I was out busting up the ice today, then getting out my snow shovel and clean the whole thing off. And it was a gigantic job. So last thing I want to do is go out and shovel more. I bet you don't want to do it either, but we might have to do a little bit of that. But while I was thinking about that, I thought, how much weight am I moving? And it's a lot. This is a workout. All right. So if you consider a 1,500 square foot roof of a house, we can imagine our driveway might be something similar with about 1 foot of snow, which we've had in Kansas City from both systems, 11 inches from last weekend, and then 2.4 is what we officially got from last night. So we're over 1 foot. Snow comes in different types, of course. You've got powdery, dry snow. You've got wet, big, heavy flakes like we saw last night. So we're somewhere between 10,000 and 18,000 pounds, essentially. That's what would be sitting on a 1,500 square foot rooftop of a house. So your driveway, if you had to shovel all of that, that's essentially what you moved. Somewhere around maybe 12, 15,000 pounds. It's a job. I'm ready to be done with that. Conditions right now. All right, so 24, we're getting cold fast. Winds have dropped off. We're out of the west at 7. It feels like 16. But with clear skies, fresh snowpack, temperatures tonight, they're going to go down. We can show you that by tomorrow morning. There you go. Down to 9 with that patchy fog. 9. Cold tonight. But winds will shift out of the south. We like south winds in the wintertime because that helps warm us up, and you'll feel that. So tomorrow, hey, we're back up above freezing. So 33. We're there for about an hour and a half. But, hey, we'll do a little bit more melting. We'll have to watch fog again because of that. And a good deal of cloud cover will probably break free into some sunshine for maybe a few hours, and then we watch for that evening mix. Then we look ahead to the temperatures here. Look at our lows. So 9 tomorrow morning. Sunday morning, better. You're at 25. We're above normal. And then another fresh dose of Arctic air comes in, and look at our lows as we start next week. Monday morning at 7, Tuesday at 8, Wednesday at 6. Come on. And that's not the coldest air in the forecast either. I'll show you, in the extended forecast. So here's a 7-day. Let's put everything together for you. Both Saturday and Sunday, very similar days. 50% chance. Not everybody's guaranteed to see the mix. It's going to be somewhat scattered, but it's going to be around. Highs will be at 33 for both days. Then we're dry on Monday at 22. We get some sunshine, but it's cold. 21 on Monday. Let me show you Monday here. All right, so we got a little 20% chance for snow. Now you can see this weak little thing up there north of Kansas City, flurries essentially, and that would be for the morning. That's what one of our 2 long-range computer forecasts that we look at. But I want you to see something else that we saw today that's new, and that is this. It's got snow heavier and farther south, and that is 1 to even 2 inches of snowfall. This is what we call an outlier. This means it's the worst case. It's low chances that this happens. That's why I've only got a 20% chance there, because the first one is what we've seen consistently. But we're going to watch that for you. And if that seems to be more likely, if it starts trending that way, I'll let you know. But right now, not too worried about it, but I wanted you to see that. All right, let me get you a full 7-day here. Wednesday, better. We're at 30. We're dry. Thursday, hey, 37. That's what I'm talking about. Veritable heat wave. Friday at 35. But let me show you what's on the other side of Friday as we get into next weekend. Hey, the Chiefs are back. We're at Arrowhead, and we've got a big cold snap that's going to start next weekend. Could be the coldest air so far this season. What's that sound like? Last year, right? Let me show this to you here. So this is what we have for now. So we've got this sliver of cold air, obviously. Let this thing load up. There we go. And so this sliver of cold air, they had snow all the way down in Texas. Dallas, in the general area, had a half a foot north of Dallas. So cold air is sinking all the way down into Texas. Mild air is out to the west. So let's zero in on what we have. That's for now. So there's the little sliver. It's deep. It goes all the way down to nearly the Gulf of Mexico. But then we run it forward and watch this. This is our cold outbreak that we'll get Monday and Tuesday. See that little swipe that we get? Okay, so that's the one that takes us back to the 20s on Monday and Tuesday. That one moves out. Then look at this. This is the big one. Whoa. I mean, overtaking the nation, the eastern 2/3 of the country. Big Arctic outbreak for next weekend. It starts next weekend, and then it continues to drop into next week. This is Monday, not of next week, but the week after. So that's beyond the range of the 7-day, but I just want you to see that because that looks awfully cold, awfully cold. I mean, some of our lows in our long-range forecasts are like way below zero. So we'll keep tabs on that for you. So the essential breakdown is the fog tonight. Watch that. The wintry mix over the weekend, and then cold to start next week, but quieter. We'll watch Tuesday for you if there's a little bit of snow in there, and then better for late next week. Upper 30s looks good. And then the cold outbreak beyond that. Winter, 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 winter. So hope that helps with your plans for the weekend. That's always the goal. It's help you see how the lay of the land is. And in the meantime, enjoy everything you've got going on over the weekend. We'll have fresh updates for you at 10 o'clock, and I'll show you the latest high-resolution, forecast radar, if timing changes, and if we expect to get any more than what it looks like right now, we'd let you know that change too. So that's the setup. Hey, have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Take care.